Go, go, go! Moving fast! Pulse is dropping. Keep moving.
We're ready.
Push on forward. Sharp, sharp.
Him pressure then drop, oh. I go put another line now.
Make good, no slack.
Hello, who is this?
Hello, is this Mrs. Grace Okonkwo, mother of Mr. David Okonkwo?
Yes, I am. What happened? Is my son okay?
I need you to come to Ikeja General Hospital immediately. Your son is in critical condition, kidney failure, and you are the only match.
Oh my God! Kidney failure?
Yes, ma. We need your consent and kidney to save his life immediately.
Mama Grace, I know David has not called you in a long time, but please, this is a matter of life and death. Come to the hospital. So it is only when he needs something from me that I become his mother again? Mama, I understand you are angry.
Angry? Did I hear you say angry? Mama Grace shouted. I sold my wrapper. I sold my land. I borrowed money from everyone in this village to send that boy to university. I ate 1 meal a day so he could eat 3. When his school fees were due, I went on my knees to beg the landlord not to throw me out. And when he finished and got a good job, what did he do? He packed his things, married you, and forgot I existed. And Sandra began to cry. Mama, please, our children need their father. Your children? Does he know their grandmother's face? Has he ever brought them to see me? Not even once. Sandra, not even once. Oh, my goodness. I will come, not because he deserves it. I will come because I am his mother. And that is something he never understood. My people, if you were Mama Grace, would you go? Drop your answer in the comments. 25 years earlier,
In
a small village in Anambra, Mama Grace was not always called Mama Grace. Before the years bent her back and salted her hair, she was Grace Okonkwo, a young woman with bright eyes and a loud laugh. She married Emmanuel Okonkwo at the age of 23 years. They were poor, but they were happy. Emmanuel drove a commercial bus. Grace sold vegetables at morning market. Together, they scraped and saved and built a small life. Then David was born, and everything changed. From the moment Grace held that baby in her arms, something shifted deep inside her chest. She looked at his tiny fingers, his closed eyes, the soft sound of his breathing, and she made a silent promise. This child will not suffer the way I have suffered. This child will go far. And for 12 years, life was not easy. But it was manageable. Emmanuel drove his bus. Grace sold her vegetables, and David grew up. Sharp, curious, always asking questions. His teacher said he was brilliant. Grace believed every word. Then Emmanuel died. It was a road accident on the Onitsha Expressway. He did not even make it to the hospital. One morning, he left for work, kissing Grace on the cheek and laughing about something David said at breakfast. By noon, Grace was a widow. What a life. She was 37 years old with a 12-year-old son and nothing but a small wooden house and the debts. My people, have you ever seen a woman lose everything in one day? Tell me in the comments. Grace did not break. She bent, but she did not break. She sold her gold earrings, the ones Emmanuel gave her on their wedding day, and used the money to pay off the debts. She increased her store at the market. She started waking up at 4 in the morning to get the freshest produce. She sold pepper, tomatoes, onions, garden eggs. She carried heavy baskets on her head without complaining. And every evening, she came home and asked David one question. Did you read today? David always said yes. He was not lying. That boy loved books the way some children love football. Grace thanked God every night for that because of the one thing she had to give him. The one weapon she could put in his hands was education. When David gained admission to the University of Lagos to study computer engineering, Grace sat outside her house and wept tears of joy. Her neighbors came out to celebrate with her. It was the happiest day of her life since Emmanuel died. It was also the beginning of the hardest year. University fees, nko? It must be paid. University fees in Nigeria are no joke. And for a widow selling vegetables in Anambra, it was a mountain that never seemed to get smaller. Every semester, Grace found a way. She borrowed from her older sister. Then, she took loans from the cooperative society. She sold a portion of the small farmland her husband had left her. She denied herself everything: new clothes, hospital's visits when she was sick, even food when things were very tight. One afternoon, a neighbor named Chidinma came to visit and found Grace eating only garri and salt for lunch. Grace, is this what you are eating? It is fine. My son's feeding allowance was due yesterday. I made sure he had food before myself. But Grace, you are a human being too. I am a mother first, Mama Grace said. When David graduates and starts working, we will eat well, both of us. That was Grace's fuel. That picture of the future, David in suit, a good job, coming home to take care of her. She held onto that picture on the night she cried into her pillow. She held onto it when the arthritis in her knees made it hard to carry the basket. She held onto it when people in the village whispered that she was wasting her time. 4 years later, David graduated. Second class upper, Grace traveled to Lagos for the ceremony, wearing the only good dress she owned, a green and yellow Ankara she had sewn herself. She sat in that big auditorium, surrounded by parents in expensive agbada and lace. And when David's name was called, she stood up and screamed with everything in her. People turned to look at the thin woman in the simple dress screaming at the top of her lungs. She did not care. That was her son. That was her sacrifice walking across that stage. Tell me honestly, when last did you call your mother? Drop it in the comments. Let's be honest today. 1 year after graduation, David got a job at a top IT firm in Lagos. 3 months after graduating, the salary was good, better than good. Grace heard the news and knelt down in her room to pray. Finally, she thought, finally, the suffering is over. And for the first few months, David was a good son. He sent money home, not a lot, but enough. He called every Sunday. Grace would sit by her window, waiting for that call, the way some people wait for rain in harmattan. Then he met Sandra. Sandra was beautiful and from a wealthy Lagos family. Grace heard about her First, through David's voice, the way it changed when he said her name. A mother noticed these things. Grace was not against love. She wanted her son to be happy. She prayed for a good wife for him. But she began to notice small things. The Sunday calls became every 2 weeks, then once a month. Then only when Grace called first, the money became irregular. Excuses came. Rent was high. The economy was hard. He had his own expenses. Then David told her he was getting married. Grace was happy. She started saving money for the traditional ceremony. She told everyone in the village she bought a new wrapper. She planned the food she would cook. Nobody invited her to the wedding planning. The wedding happened in Lagos. A big church wedding with a reception at a 5-star hotel. Grace found out about the date 2 weeks before. Not from David, from a relative who saw it on Facebook. Grace calls David. David, I heard that your wedding is in 2 weeks. Why am I just hearing about this? Mommy, I was going to tell you. It just happened fast, David said. Fast? Your wedding happened fast. David, I am your mother. I sold my land for your education. And you could not even call me first. Mommy, Sandra's family is handling everything. It is not like the village kind of thing. Not like the village kind of thing? I see. Mommy, don't be like that. I will send you money for transport and something to wear, okay? Grace attended her son's wedding. She sat in the back row. In a new wrapper she bought herself. She watched Sandra walk down the aisle. She watched David smile in a way she had not seen since he was a boy. She smiled too, even though her heart was twisting. She told herself, this is just a difficult season. Give them time. They will settle and he will come back to his mother. My people. Why do some men change completely after marriage? Is it wife's fault or is it the man's character? Tell me what you think in the comments. 3 years into the marriage, the silence came gradually, like a door closing slowly. So slowly you don't notice until it is shut. David and Sandra moved into a new house without telling Mama Grace the address. Mama Grace heard from a cousin. She saved up and traveled to Lagos to surprise her son. Sandra opened the door. You did not call us first before coming. A mother needs to call before visiting her own son. Sandra steps aside to let her in. The house is big and beautiful. Marble floors, air conditioning, new furniture. Grace looks around quietly. David is not here, Mama Grace said. He is at work. Okay, I will wait. Sandra served her water, not food, just water, and sat at a distance, scrolling on her phone. Mama Grace sat in her son's big living room, feeling like a stranger. David came home that evening. He was surprised to see her. Not the good kind of surprise. Mommy, what are you doing here? You should have called, David said. David, is this how to talk to your mother? I am not saying anything bad, Mommy. I just mean we have a routine here. A routine in your house? Your mother needs to fit into a routine. That night, they gave her the guest room. She lay on the soft mattress in her son's house and stared at the ceiling. Downstairs, she could hear David and Sandra whispering. She could not make out the words. She did not need to. She left the next morning before anyone woke up. She wrote a small note on a piece of paper and left it on the kitchen table. It said, "I came because I missed you. I am going home. God bless your house." David did not call to see if she arrived safely. After that was the last time Grace visited. After that, the calls stopped. The money stopped. Grace's arthritis got worse. She sold her market store and started doing small petty trading from her house. Neighbors helped when they could. Her older sister sent money sometimes. She never told anyone how bad things had become. She had pride, the quiet kind that does not beg but also does not complain. 3 years later, the unexpected happened.
Go, go, go! Moving fast! Pulse is dropping. Keep moving.
We're ready. To the trauma bay. Clear the path.
Watch the doors. Push on forward. Sharp, sharp.
Him pressure then drop, oh. I go put another line now.
Make good, no slack.
Hello, is this Mrs. Grace Okonkwo, mother of Mr. David Okonkwo?
Yes, I am. What happened? Is my son okay?
I need you to come to Ikeja General Hospital immediately. Your son is in critical condition, kidney failure, and you are the only match.
Oh my God! Kidney failure?
Yes, ma. We need your consent and kidney to save his life immediately.
Mama Grace, I know David has not called you in a long time, but please, this is a matter of life and death. Come to the hospital. So it is only when he needs something from me that I become his mother again?
Mama, I understand you are angry,